The way you communicate, how you say things, and express yourself has to be cohesive with your identity, your career, and your image. There is a disconnect when what people see does not complement what they hear from you. Let me give you an example. If you listen to this voice, what images do you have in your head?
Actually, no, I'm not, because I'm really slender. So, not true, and I got you there, so.
What speaking habits stand out to you?
I just said no, but the thing I'm most excited about is probably getting the money from all the people who come to the shows. To buy my merch, to get my tickets. I love money, so.
Number 1, it's very nasal. Number 2, she speaks too fast. Number 3, at least she's not monotonous. There's variety in her tones. Number 4, does this kind of tone convey professionalism? Now imagine with me, you're listening to this woman talk this way.
And it's like when I had this garden party for my father's birthday, right? But people came that did not RSVP. So I was like,
and you're interviewing her for a newscaster position. If she continues to talk this way, do you think that she would be able to convey credibility and authority in newscasting? Now, say for example, you're a CEO hiring an executive assistant. Would this woman be able to represent you professionally to your clients?
I got so close to getting me a $700 air conditioning unit. I got the guy to help me. He was freaking out. It was awesome.
Now, listen to this next clip.
It's been so busy. I'm just trying to get back into the gear of going, go. Yeah, I've been so chilled for the past. Chill and not chill, but just I haven't had to do much and do much for other people and get. So it's I'm just getting it back.
Impressions? He sounds very young, sounds very hip. I imagine him to be in his teens or maybe young adult years, definitely not older than 30. What do you think his activities are? What do you think his job is, if he ever is working? Now imagine this guy's voice in court as a lawyer. With his manner of speaking, his vocabulary, do you think he'd be able to win a case? Do you think he'd be able to convince people? There's definitely a disconnect. Now let's take the same scenario. In court, there's this guy speaking, but this is how he sounds.
The investigator and every person being interviewed answers to the CEO they're investigating. That is the definition of duress.
Compared to the other guy, who sounds more believable?
Well, how about if the other reason was to get back at someone you've been jealous of your entire life? And if he lied about all of that, what's to make us believe that he wasn't lying about everything else?
Do you get my point now? Your voice is part of your identity. So is the way you communicate, how you use words, your intonation, how you express yourself, how you verbalize concepts and thoughts. The good news is, this is something you can work on. I cannot help but stress the value of studying, of educating yourself and reading, and that is best complemented by practicing and engaging in conversation. You don't only expand your vocabulary, the way you process things is also exercised, and that helps build into your communication identity. When I went through performance and vocal training earlier in my life, I remember a lot of our teachers devoted time for vocal and movement exercises. Why is that? Because we use our bodies, apart from our voices, to tell stories, to convey messages on stage and through music, through songs. Now, if you're somebody who wants to level up your communication game, then you must consider including vocal exercises into your daily routine. Now, you think performers and singers are the only ones who do that? Well, as long as you use your voice to speak, as long as you use your voice to communicate, you will greatly benefit from these exercises. When I conduct my classes, some of my students initially find the exercises tedious or tiring, they complain a lot, but then when they put their heart into it, they realize that it also benefits them because they see the bad vocal habits that are affecting the way that they communicate. One of my pet peeves is when people do not fully use their articulators, they don't open their mouths, they have lazy lips. For example, I don't know what to do.
Say what?
I don't know why it's so lazy for some to just open up their mouth and communicate. You can just say, I don't know what to do. Open your mouth, use your lips, use your teeth, so that you'd be able to pronounce and, say the words well. When we single out what their bad communication or vocal habits are, they become aware of it, and then we employ some changes which will help them build towards their desired communication identity. How about you? Do you think that your voice represents you? Is it able to convey who you are as a person, your career, what you want to achieve in life? Do you think that your voice needs work? Let me know in the comment box below. I hope that you learned a lot of things from today's video. Do watch out for the next one and don't forget to subscribe. This is Ingrid telling you guys to be teachable, keep learning, and always be humble.